to click on the like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are Voice of the People TV. Also follow us on all our social media platforms. We are at VOP TV Live. Visit our website www.vop.ng for fresh and trending news. Also watch us live on SLTV channel 264. VOP TV, Voice of the People Television.
Well, hello and welcome to News Hour on Voice of the People TV. I am Vivian Oguche. Before we begin, kindly visit our website www.vop.ng for fresh and trending news. First, the headlines. Shettima to deliver Nigeria's statement at Unga. CGN swears in 57 new senior advocates, 29th of September. Former NUC head unveils new STEM teaching method. And more, Katsina local councils and bandits in pistol. Lagos directs mandatory reflective jackets for night couriers. And PDP slams Edo cancelled by election as contemptuous. On the foreign scene, medics say Israeli strikes kill 31 in Gaza as tanks advance. Well, in business news, Afreximbank's investments further post $40 million profit in 2024. In sports news, Pellegrini fires rumor to Derby win over 9-man Lazio. In entertainment news, Tinubu celebrates music icon Tubaba at 50. Well, now the news in detail. Vice President Kashim Shettima has departed Abuja for New York to represent President Bola Tinubu at the 80th session of the United Nations General Assembly, Unga, according to the Office of the Vice President. In a statement, the Senior Special Assistant on Media and Communications to the Vice President, Stanley Okocha, said Shettima will deliver Nigeria's national statement at the high-level meeting. Among other events, the statement disclosed that Shettima would also join other dignitaries at the UN high-level general debates. The VP will also announce Nigeria's new nationally determined contributions under the Paris Agreement at this year's UN special event on climate. Among scheduled events is a high-level general debate that will run from September 23 to 27 and conclude on the 29th. The SDG moment really will be held on September 2022 to highlight inspiring action on the Sustainable Development Goals. Shettima's program also includes bilateral engagements and multilateral discussions on issues of national and international importance. And still on the United Nations General Assembly, the federal government says it has economically empowered no fewer than 10 million in its drive to achieve its $1 trillion economy ambition. This was disclosed by the Minister of Women Affairs and Social Development, Iman Suleiman Ibrahim, on the sidelines of the 2025 Unga in New York, United States. According to the minister, the economic empowerment is being achieved through targeted projects, initiatives, programs, and interventions focused on women. Suleiman Ibrahim said the key empowerment vehicle is the Nigeria for Women Project, NFWP, stating that in phase 1 of the program, over 460,000 women were mobilized into women affinity groups across multiple states. According to her, these groups have collectively saved over 4.9 billion naira of their own money and have interloaned significantly to expand businesses, cover health costs, and pay school fees. She added that over 330,000 women have also accessed livelihood grants, while thousands have been linked to formal financial institutions, national identities, and health insurance schemes. The minister further stated that after the successful pilot launch in 6 states, the ministry had scaled up and expanded to all states. Well, let's turn to other stories now. On a joyous and emotional note, President Bola Tinubu has described his wife, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, as a pillar of strength whose sacrifices have quietly served the nation. The president, who stated this in a message on X on the First Lady's 65th birthday, said Nigeria is indebted to her for her devotion and support throughout decades of service and sacrifice. According to Tinubu, Nigeria owes her more than many will ever know. He added that in every quiet sacrifice and every burden carried without complaint, she served the country, not from the podium, but from the heart of their home. He praised the First Lady as the love of his life and a woman whose quiet strength and enduring grace have been his steadying anchor, having stood by him through the long years of struggle and political exile, as well as in leadership responsibilities. The president further commended her role in public service, stating that she has touched the lives of people across the country with warmth and empathy. Well, happy birthday to the First Lady. Now, the 57 new senior advocates of Nigeria will be sworn in by the Chief Justice of Nigeria, CJN, Justice Kudirat Kekeredu, on September 29, 2025. In a statement to this effect, the Supreme Court's Director of Information and Public Relations, Dr. Festus Akonde, disclosed that the ceremony is part of programs lined up to formally herald the Apex Court's 2025-2026 legal year. It noted that in line with the court's tradition, the CJN will deliver a State of the Judiciary address during the special court session with a view to highlighting the performance of the Supreme Court in particular and the Nigerian judiciary in general in the 2024-2025 legal year. According to the statement, other leading stakeholders in the justice sector, including the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Chairman of the Body of Senior Advocates of Nigeria, and President of the Nigerian Bar Association, among others, will also present speeches on the state of this sector. In another development, the founder of PR Nigeria, Yushau Shaib, has filed a 1 billion naira general special and aggravated damages against the National Institute for Policy and Strategic Studies, NIPSS, Kuru, in Plateau State. The suit brought before the Federal High Court in Abuja followed his delisting from the Institute's Senior Executive Course 47. He is equally praying the court to award additional 100 million naira cost of the litigation, stating that he had issued a pre-action notice on the 16th of June 2025 to the Director General of NIPSS, Professor Ayo Omotayo, but was allegedly ignored by the management. Among others, he prayed the court to set aside his withdrawal from Sec 47 and to reinstate him with full rights, benefits, and privileges. The plaintiff also sought an order of perpetual injunction to restrain NIPSS, its agents or officials from further harassment, intimidation, or cyberbullying. No date has been fixed for its hearing. Well, away from that, a former executive secretary of the National Universities Commission, NUC, Professor Peter Okebukola, has unveiled another method of delivering quality science, technology, engineering, and mathematics STEM education. Named Model and Surpass Pedagogy, the model was officially unveiled at the 2025 International Conference of the International Research Group, which was co-hosted by the Commonwealth Association of Science, Technology, and Mathematics Educators. According to Okebukola, his motivation for inventing methodologies for teaching science, which won him the 1992 UNESCO Prize, was the overload of methods of teaching developed by non-Africans, which are not fit for purpose for the African cultural context. He explained that the impression is always given that the method must be developed by the West to be right, with African researchers gleefully deploying these methods and failing to look inwards to innovate in developing and researching socioculturally relevant approaches to teaching. Furthermore, he stated that the lackluster performance of African students in STEM can be partly attributed to this method's mismatch, I should say, adding that the overriding goal of his efforts is to elevate achievement in and improve the attitude of the students towards STEM. The model was formally presented by Professor Jomo Motegi, a past president of the National Association of Research in Science Teaching at the Global Education Community, in the United States for promoting quality science education. Now, some persons in Ekiti State, under the aegis of Coalition of Concerned Parents, Students and Stakeholders, have urged the federal government to reverse the age restriction policy for tertiary institution admission seekers. In a letter to the Minister of Education, Tunji Alausa, and signed on behalf of the group by Adeniran Samuel and Motayo, the stakeholders appealed for a waiver for all qualified students who passed the Joint Admission and Matriculation Board JAM examination in 2025, regardless of age. Decrying the policy as deeply affecting the future of young Nigerians, they urged the minister to direct JAM to remove the portal, preventing these candidates from processing their admissions. According to them, the policy violates Section 18, subsection 1 of the 1999 Constitution as amended, which guarantees the right of every Nigerian citizen to freedom from discrimination based on circumstances of birth, sex, community, religion, or other status. Well, let's take you to Katsina State now, where more council areas are placing their security in the hands of bandits, with Sabua and Dandume local government areas also signing a peace pact with bandits to check the incessant attacks, killings, and abductions in their domains. According to reports, the peace deal on Saturday at the Kabalawa Dugun Mazau community was attended by the chairman of Sabua local government area, Sagiru Tanimi, and his Dandume counterpart, Bashir Gyazama. The latest pact, which brings to 9 the number of councils that have such deals with bandits so far, agreed on a ceasefire, free movement, and mutual release of hostages, while the bandits agreed to stop attacking or harming the communities. Chairman at the peace deal, Dr. Salisu Ladan, said the deal was to bring lasting peace between the Hausa and Fulani communities and end the killings, kidnaps, and other forms of violence in the area. Meanwhile, several of the bandits reportedly attended the meetings fully armed with automatic weapons, including their leaders. Meanwhile, the Senior Special Assistant on Humanitarian Services to Governor Abdullahi Sule of Nasarawa State, Dr. Mohammed Osolafia, has been abducted by gunmen suspected to be kidnappers. The incident reportedly occurred on Saturday night at Tudun Amba in Lafia, as the assailants came shooting sporadically into the air and afterwards whisked him away just as he was about to enter his residence. Confirming the development to newsmen in Lafia, the Senior Special Advisor to the Governor on Public Affairs, Peter Hemba, said it was sad and unfortunate. Meanwhile, security experts have attributed the growing wave of abductions to the influx of displaced persons from bandit-ravaged states into Nasarawa, as well as the ongoing military offensive in neighboring Benue State, which has forced some criminal elements to relocate to Nasarawa. Now, September 21 marks the International Day of Peace, a global call for unity, non-violence, and understanding. This year's theme, promoting peace, tolerance, and understanding globally, highlights the need for empathy and inclusion in humans' daily lives. VOPTV's Mesama Opala has more on this report.
The world marks the International Day of Peace today, a global observance established by United Nations in 1981 to strengthen the ideas of peace among all nations and people. Initially observed on 3rd Tuesday of September, the date was fixed to September 21 in 2001, providing a constant annual reminder of the importance of peace. On this day, the United Nations calls for a 24-hour global ceasefire and encourages reflection on the impact of conflicts and the value of dialogue and reconciliation. The 2025 theme, Promoting Peace, Tolerance and Understanding Globally, underscores the importance of nurturing peaceful values in all areas of life, from families to global diplomacy. The United Nations urged people worldwide to practice kindness and constructive communication while promoting inclusion, diversity, and mutual respect as essential tools for unity in divided societies. Aimed on ongoing global conflicts and rising social divisions, the International Day of Peace serves as a timely reminder of the urgent need for non-violence and understanding. It calls on individuals to act as ambassadors of peace in their communities and support the connection between local peace building initiatives and broader international efforts led by United Nations.
Peace, as the word is, state of tranquility, state of self-esteem, state of general well-being, and state of equity, justice. That's what, and then equality, regardless of ethnicity, religion, or even status. When you have peace, you are comfortable, you feel good, and you are not under pressure. You are not under pressure, and you are not watching your back. You are not expecting anything untoward to happen to you. That's when you have that state of peace of mind and body and soul. It's a state of inequality. It's a state of I am better than you. It's a state of because I have superior firepower, I can deal with you and there won't be consequence. Government should espouse rule of law. Government should ensure that democratic values are adhered to. And then anything that would erode the confidence of the masses in the administration of justice is taken away. And you now know that regardless of your status, where you are born, who you are, you can get justice. If there is anything that would threaten your peace, you will get justice. That's when government would have taken up the responsibility of ensuring that there is justice and there is peace. Because peace without justice is a piece of the graveyard.
As we mark the International Day of Peace, let's each communicate through small acts of kindness, empathy, and respect. Together, these actions can help build a more peaceful and united world. Messamopara reporting for VOP TV.
Ms. Oma, thank you. Well, you're still watching News Hour on Voice of the People TV. When we return from the break, a PDP slams Edo Council by-election as contemptuous. Stay with us for this and more stories after this break.
Good morning. It's the start of a beautiful day. Or start your day right with a healthy dose of news, fun, and inspiration. Join us on VOP this morning for the latest news, trending topics, and uplifting stories to set your day on the right vibe. From news and current events to lifestyle and entertainment, you are covered.
VOP This Morning, 8 a.m., Monday through Friday.
Welcome back, everyone. Now, the Lagos State Ministry of Transportation has announced a compulsory use of reflective jackets and visibility tapes by all courier and delivery service providers in the state during evening and night hours. The directive was unveiled by the Senior Special Assistant to the Governor on Transport, Education and Innovation, Oluwatobi Idowu. According to a statement by the Ministry's Director of Public Affairs, it stated that the directive was in line with the state government's commitment to improving road safety and reducing the risks of accidents involving dispatch riders. According to the statement, all riders operating between 6 p.m. and 6 a.m. are instructed to wear reflective jackets, while all delivery motorcycles and bicycles must be fitted with reflective tapes or markers to ensure clear visibility on the road. It further directed all delivery companies to sensitize their riders and ensure strict compliance to avoid sanctions from designated enforcement agencies, including the Lagos State Traffic Management Authority, LASMA, and the Vehicle Inspection Service, VIS. Well, from Lagos to Ondo, the State Council of the Nigeria Labour Congress NLC and its affiliate unions have called on Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa to raise the state's minimum wage to 256,950 naira per month. It also demanded an upward review of pensions for retirees in the state. In a letter from the council, the state chairman Ademola Olakpade said the current minimum wage of 73,000 naira, which was introduced last year, is no longer sustainable in the face of Nigeria's harsh economic realities. In the letter, it stated that the demand for a comprehensive upward review was based on multiple compelling factors rooted in economic reality, rising cost of living, and a moral obligation to protect the dignity and welfare of workers and retirees. According to the unions, currency devaluation, fuel subsidy removal, and rising costs of food, housing, transportation, and healthcare have eroded the value of wages, leaving workers and pensioners in a state of perpetual economic suffocation. And for some politics now, the Edo State chapter of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, has described the local government by-elections organized by the Edo State Independent Electoral Commission, EDSEC, as illegal and contemptuous. Explaining why the party boycotted the exercise which held on Saturday, the state PDP caretaker chairman, Tony Azegbemi, said the by-elections scheduled across 59 wards in the state violated a subsisting court order restraining EDSEC and the state government from its conduct. He stated that the Edo State High Court, presided over by Justice Mary Isoli, had last week ruled that the seats of duly elected councillors subsisted until September 2026. Azegbemi noted that the court categorically restrained EDSEC from going ahead with the election, adding that it was alarming for the state government to have ignored the order. According to him, the tenure of the elected council chairman and councillors has not expired, as also affirmed by 5 court judgments which made the conduct of a by-election unlawful. And in Abia State, the government has begun moves to ban the operation of traditional birth attendants as it raises the number of revitalized primary health centers, PHCs, in the 17 local council areas to 42. Governor Alex Oti disclosed this while commissioning the Okpuhu Unga and Umenyere Alai PHCs in Bende council area. He said that one of the major causes of maternal mortality is the delivery by unskilled workers, including traditional birth attendants. Lamenting that Nigeria contributes significantly to the 29% of maternal mortality in the world, the governor urged the people to patronize the PHCs, stressing that the state government plans to arrest anyone patronizing traditional birth attendants as well as the practitioners. Oti, who was represented by the Commissioner for Health, Professor Enoch Uche, declared that he came to power the change and to change the narratives. He added that the revitalization of the 2 PHCs marked the end of over 24 years of total negligence of the health and welfare of the people. According to him, the government is not only building or renovating primary healthcare centers, but also equipping them with world-class healthcare infrastructure. Now, President Bola Tinubu has lifted the suspension of the democratically elected government and legislators in Rivers State after he had appointed an administrator to oversee the affairs of the state. As Governor Siminalayi Fubara resumes office, VOPTV's Desmond Anyanwu picks opinions from Port Harcourt streets and now reports.
President Tinubu declared the emergency rule on March 18 following the political instability in the state. The declaration suspended the governor and lawmakers in the State House of Assembly. A cross-section of Port Harcourt residents who spoke to VOP TV on the 6 months of emergency rule in the state which ended today, described it as a wasted period.
For me, I'm not expecting anything better than what Sim was doing in his return as a democratically elected governor. I'm not expecting much. You know why? Because those who influenced his suspension are my fears. They are going to influence every activities. Look at what has happened in the state, a state where an individual will walk in to a hall as a PDP member and come out as a APC member, and then just in the name of structure, just to cage the governor. That is what I feel that has happened. So with this arrangement so far, I don't think the governor coming back is going to be the governor that we know. But the same person that we elected, that is the truth. But it may not be that same person that was doing things that people were happy and calling him the man of the people.
This sole administrator come on board. He made a promise that he's not here to do any construction. He's not here to build anything in the state. He has just come to do his sole administration and go away. So we're happy that Sin is coming back.
The sole administrator should give a proper account so that they can be able to control the budget, the abundant budgets that St. Fulbrad have already signed into contract.
Also speaking, the deputy governorship candidate of Labour Party in the 2023 general elections in the state, Engineer Sam Kenani, said the 6 months emergency rule was nothing but a state capture.
Of course, it's obvious that nothing has changed from the day he came to take over in Rivers State. I mean, positive change. There has been no positive change. All what we have been seeing is a continuous deterioration of the environment. If you go to the roads, almost every junction where they were constructing roads, they are all impassable. Then if you go to the markets, all those markets that they operate along the road, the people has covered it. You see a lot of refuge everywhere in the state. And Rivers State that used to be the garden city now is a garbage city.
A public affairs analyst, Dr. Eric Obi-Thomas, described it as a total collapse of governance in the state.
I see it as a misnomer. First and foremost, I must speak. I'm a Rivers man, I must speak. There are lapses here and there. And I just pray that those lapses may not continue. Anything that is poorly started is most likely to continue or end poorly. So if you ask me that question, I will say, democratically, many things went wrong.
A legal luminary, Barrister Innocent Eku, said everything about the declaration of emergency rule in the state was illegal and not known to law.
None of the elements that should warrant declaration of emergency rule happened in Rivers State. Therefore, the entire exercise is an illegality imposed upon we, the people of Rivers State.
Barrister Eku said the socio-economic life of the state has completely collapsed, subjecting the people into an untold hardship. In Port Harcourt, Desmond Anyao, VOP TV.
Well, that report was put together on the 17th of September, last Wednesday, by our correspondent, Desmond Anyao. Desmond, thank you. Well, we'll take another break before more stories. Stay with us.
Good morning. It's the start of a beautiful day. Or start your day right with a healthy dose of news, fun, and inspiration. Join us on VOP this morning for the latest news, trending topics, and uplifting stories to set your day on the right vibe. From news and current events to lifestyle and entertainment, you are covered.
VOP This Morning, 8 a.m., Monday through Friday.
While on the foreign scene, Israeli forces have destroyed more residential buildings in Gaza City, killing no fewer than 31 Palestinians and prompting many others to flee, Gazan health authorities have said. This is as Israel's tanks pushed further into the densely populated city. Nearly 2 years into the war, Israel describes Gaza City as the last bastion of Hamas, and the military has been demolishing housing blocks it says were being used by the militant group since launching its ground assault in the city this month. A pregnant woman and her 2 children were among those killed on Sunday, medics said. The Israeli military did not immediately comment on the deaths, issuing a statement saying its forces had killed numerous militants. Now, Prime Minister Keir Starmer of the UK has announced the United Kingdom as recognizing a Palestinian state, now in what represents a significant change in government policy. In a video statement on X, the Prime Minister said the growing horror in the Middle East has necessitated the possibility of peace and a 2-state solution. Australia and Canada also announced formal recognition of the State of Palestine on Sunday, with Portugal expected to follow. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said on Sunday that the recognition would endanger Israel's existence and serves as what he described as an absurd reward for terrorism. Meanwhile, police in Pakistan say they have found the bodies of 3 transgender people on a roadside in the southern city of Karachi in the latest violence against the community. They were shot dead by unidentified assailants and their bodies discovered shortly after midnight on Sunday in the Mehman Goz area of Karachi. The bullet-riddled bodies of the 3 transgender women were found on a highway, a city police official, Javed Ahmed Abru, told newsmen. Authorities are still in the process of confirming their identities and have yet to determine a motive. Amnesty International says there has been a concerning rise in violence against trans people, also known as hijras, in Pakistan. While away from Pakistan, California's governor has signed a bill to ban local and federal law enforcement officers, including the United States Immigration and Customs Enforcement, from wearing face masks while on duty. The ban, which comes into effect on the 1st of January 2026, is part of a series of bills that aims to protect residents from what Democratic Governor Gavin Newsom has called secret police roaming the streets. U.S. Attorney Bill Esili, a Trump appointee, said California has no jurisdiction over the federal government, adding the law has no effect on federal operations. He said agents will continue to protect their identities, and the ban is in response to federal agents wearing masks during Los Angeles immigration raids. Meanwhile, Dublin Airport is facing a second day of disruption at Terminal 2 after a cyber attack knocked out a check-in and baggage systems. The airport said it is continuing to support airlines dealing with a Europe-wide technical issue. A spokesperson said that as of midday, 13 flights had been cancelled, 9 inbound and 4 outbound. Graham McQueen, spokesperson for Dublin Airport, said they are continuing to support airlines dealing with ongoing disruption caused by a Europe-wide technical issue that is impacting on their check-in and boarding systems. Aer Lingus said it will be significantly impacted on Sunday, leading to flight delays and cancellations. The airline also advised customers to check in for flights online in advance and said updates will be provided. Well, in business news now, the Fund for Export Development in Africa, FEDA, which is an impact investment arm of the African Export-Import Bank, Afrexim Bank, has reported a net income of $40.3 million as it closes 2024. The result marks a 72% leap from the $23.4 million posted in 2023, according to its 2024 annual report. This record profit also underlines FEDA's growing influence as one of Africa's emerging powerhouses in private capital and development finance. At the heart of Afrexim Bank's strategy to push Africa's growth beyond trade finance, FEDA was established in 2019 with the mandate to channel equity, quasi-equity, and private credit into businesses and projects that have a long-term impact. By the end of 2024, its financial investments had swelled to $573.8 million, with $410 million deployed into new ventures across multiple sectors. Still business news, Nigerian businesses and Taiwanese counterparts have signed a strategic private sector-oriented memorandum of understanding between My Exhibition Company Limited of Taiwan, ROC, and Hybrid Culture, Technology and Innovation Promotion Initiative of Nigeria in Taipei. Both parties have plans to collaborate with the specific purpose of facilitating, attracting, and promoting investment in civil, electrical and mechanical engineering, agricultural value chain, oil extraction, wholesale and retail trading, among others. The private sector-oriented MOU was signed by the General Manager of My Exhibition Limited, Irene Liu, and Chairman of Taiwan Turkey Association, Jeff Sun. The other signees were President, Hybrid Culture, Technology and Innovation Promotive Initiative, Ambassador David Adejunwo, and Taiwan-based trustee, Hybrid Culture, Technology and Innovation Promotion Initiative, Damisayo Adejunwo. Well, it's time for sports news. As Lorenzo Pellegrini fired Roma into the Serie A top four, as Lazio had two players sent off in a fiery derby. The midfielder found the bottom corner in the 38th minute as Roma extended their unbeaten run to 4 games against their city rivals. Lazio have lost 3 of their opening games of the season and had Reda Belahian and former Arsenal midfielder Mathieu Guendouzi dismissed in late drama. Roma started well, and Rome-born Pellegrini claimed a vital goal, his 4th in a Rome derby, after being available for transfer in the summer, following good work down the right by Matthias Soul. From football to athletics, Judge Hunter Bell led Olympic champion Keely Hodkinson to a British medal double in the World 800-meter final, but their bid for a stunning 1-2 was spoiled by Kenya's Lilian Odira in Tokyo. Hunter Bell continued her fairy tale return to the sport. She had quit for 5 years by edging training partner Hodgkinson to second, 0.28 seconds behind Odira, who claimed gold in a championship record 1 minute of 54.62 seconds. While that 23-year-old Hutchinson had set her sights on the first world title following successive silvers before her triumph at Paris 2024. Bronze represented a remarkable achievement at the end of a season devastated by injury setbacks. Hunter Bell upgraded her Olympic bronze medal in a personal best time of 1 minute, a mere 1/100th of a second ahead of training partner and good friend Hodgkinson. Well, in entertainment news, President Bola Tinubu has congratulated Afrobeats legend Innocent Idibia, popularly known as Tubaba, on the occasion of his 50th birthday. This was contained in a statement by his special advisor on information and strategy, Bayo Onanuga, at the weekend in Abuja. Tinubu said Tubaba's enduring impact on Nigeria's music scene is top-notch, while extolling his creativity, resilience, and the unwavering spirit which he said defines the Nigerian identity. Meantime, famous American rapper Cardi B has set a new world record for most drone deliveries. Cardi B set the record on Friday, September 19, 2025, after using drones to deliver her new album, Am I the Drama, across Dallas-Fort Worth region, Texas, USA. 176 copies of the album were directly delivered to fans within a single hour by drones. The operation, which makes Cardi B the first musician to tie a world record to an album launch, was in partnership with Walmart, Atlantic Records, and Wing Drone Delivery. Well, that wraps it up for us on News Hour. But before we go, a quick look at the headlines. We told you that Vice President Shettima is to deliver Nigeria's statement at Unga. Also, CJN swears in 57 new senior advocates September 29. A former NUC head unveils new STEM teaching method. More Katsina local councils and bandits in peace deal. And Lagos directs mandatory reflective jackets for night couriers. PDP slams Edo Council by-election as contemptuous. And on the foreign scene, medics say Israeli strikes kill 31 in Gaza as tanks advance. And business news, affects in banks, investments, a further post, a $40 million profit in 2024. And in sports news, Pellegrini fires Roma to derby win over 9-man Lazio. In entertainment news, Tinubu celebrates music icon Tubaba at 50. Do well to subscribe to our YouTube channel. On YouTube, we are Voice of the People TV. On other social media platforms, we are at VOP TV Live. If you witness news happening near you, we want to hear from you. Send your eyewitness reports, event coverage requests, photos, or videos directly via WhatsApp to 0814-606-4057. You can also reach our newsroom by email at news@vop.ng. I am Vivian Uguche, and thank you for watching.